What's going on, guys? Eric here with Proactive Intuition, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my exact tips and strategies on how I was able to set goals and now how I'm able to do 10, 15, in the last 30 days I've actually done $20,000 in sales, reselling on eBay and other platforms. So I'm going to be sharing all of that with you guys in this video here. Okay guys, so this video is going to be a little bit longer because I have a lot to cover, but if you're someone that's interested in learning how to grow your reseller business, whether you've never listed an item on eBay before, but you've been researching and seeing some other people having some good success as a reseller, I'm going to be able to help you guys out, as well as those of you that are already selling on eBay. Maybe you've sold a couple items, or maybe you're a more seasoned eBay reseller. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my tips and strategies on how I was able to go from doing it as like a side hustle, part-time, only making $500 to $1,000 a month, to where I am now. I'm full-time doing this, so I can help just about anyone out with this video that's looking to do any type of reselling online. So those of you that don't know about me, I've been a full-time reseller for a little over a year now. Those of you that know my story, I was working a corporate job that it paid okay, but I just really was miserable going into it every day. I was micromanaged, I felt underappreciated, and really underpaid for the job that I was doing. And I was looking for a way to get out of that job and be able to replace that income that I had coming in, because that's what I used to be able to support my family, right? So I was looking into reselling. I was already a little bit familiar with it. I would go to like the estate sales, garage sales, auctions, anything I could to try to make some extra money on my off days and before and after I went to work. And I knew there was something to this, but I was always kind of capped out on what I could make going to the thrift stores and places like that. So I started doing some research on people who were successful resellers. So I came across YouTube channels like Rally Roots. They were the first channel I really came across where it's like, wow, these people are actually living a good life. They're able to do reselling full-time. And they're able to travel and do all this other cool stuff. And I actually had the great privilege of getting to meet them at a reseller event that I went to. So they were like the first channel I really came across. I was like, wow, okay, I can do this. But for the business model that they do a lot of wholesale, a lot of clothing, stuff like that. And that is a good business model you can do. I personally don't do that. Those of you that know me, I do phones and electronics and small items like that. Items that have a fast sell-through rate that I can get my cash flow back really fast. That's what I tend to specialize in. And so I actually came across David Kosciuszko's YouTube channel, and that's specifically what he did. So I learned a lot of the information I'm going to teach you guys from Dave and his content, but I'm going to be sharing with you guys my own unique strategies I used to be able to scale my business. So let's get right into the video. I'll show you guys how you can set goals and achieve those targets as resellers. Okay guys, let's break it down. Let's get right into it. How do you know what goals to set, and how do you achieve those goals? How do you actually obtain the goals that you set as a reseller? So I broke this down whenever I was transitioning from working my full-time job to trying to figure out how much I really need to make as a reseller to be able to quit my job, still be able to provide for my family, have enough to reinvest back into more inventory so I can keep flipping and reselling things, as well as have a little bit left over so that I could keep paying my bills and have a little bit left over so I could do some investing and whatever else I need to do with my money. So I set 3 separate goals for myself whenever I started reselling. The first goal I had was $1,000. If you want to jump straight to like $10,000, it's harder to do without understanding the fundamentals, the basics, things like where do I get my inventory from, what types of inventory should I be buying. Those are the things that you need to know. How to appraise an item, how to make sure that you're buying items for the right price so you can resell them for a good profit. How long does it take to resell those items? Those are the things that you need to learn, and you learn that along the way to getting to $1,000 in sales. So if you set any goal for yourself, if you haven't sold any items or if you've only sold a few items, the first goal that you should set for yourself should be $1,000. And the way that I break this down is, how many items do I need to sell at what average sale price so that I can hit $1,000 in sales. So as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but I operate on 40 to 60% margin. Sorry if I'm blocking this and this is hard to read. I don't have very good handwriting, so I apologize, but the first goal you should set for yourself is $1,000, and I would suggest operating on these profit margins, the 40 to 60%. That's what I like to do. I don't like to drop below 40% if I can avoid it. Occasionally I will if I'm making like $200 on an item, then I'll drop on my margins a little bit, but 40 to 60% is what I like to stick around. So that means that on $1,000 in sales, you should be making $400 to $600, right? So $400 to $600. And so you can ask yourself, how many items do I need to sell at what average sale price to get to $1,000? And I do that for each goal that I set. And so the first thing you should ask yourself is, what types of items am I selling? You know, am I going to be doing this by selling clothes and shoes? I'm going to have to store those for a little bit longer. They're going to take a little bit longer to sell. Am I going to be selling collectible items? Am I going to be selling electronics? Am I going to be selling phones? Am I going to be, you know, you got to figure out what you're selling. But for me, it was phones and electronics. That's what really worked well for me because they sell super fast. You know, if you watch my channel at all, you know that I sell phones and electronics. If you're interested in learning any of that, or you want to learn like the basics or fundamentals, or you just like looking, if you already do it and you're looking to do better, I do have a free Facebook group. You can join that. It's in the link below. I also have a whole free mini course on how to flip phones and electronics right here in the YouTube channel, so you can check that out also. But anyway, so $1,000. What do I need to do to get $1,000? Well, the first thing I could do is I could sell 20 items at $50 each. So that's one way you can get to $1,000. I could sell 10 items at $100 each. I could sell 50 items at $20 each. See what I did there? I'm just breaking down the math. And then instead of you trying to hit this goal, right, of like a number, you can break it down by how many items do I need to do, right? So, you know, if you guys need to learn what types of items or how to source like higher dollar items, I do teach that all over my YouTube channel as well as in that Facebook group, so you can check that out. So that's your first goal, is let's just set this, let's make it easy. Let's say, could I do 50 items at $20 a week? And then you just break that down further. So your end goal is $1,000. You've never hit $1,000 in sales before. That should be your first goal. 50 items is what I want to hit. So that means every week, you know, let's just say 4 weeks in a month. So every week you take 50, divide it by 7, whatever that ends up being. What is that, 7? So roughly, you know, you need to get 7 items a week, right? Is that right? Yeah, 7. No. You need to get 12 items a week. That'd be 48. So let's just call it 13. 13 items a week. Can I get 13 items a week that sell at $20 a piece, right? Or if you wanted to make it so that, you know, when you ever do higher end items, you know, maybe 20 items for $50, maybe 10 items at $100. Guys, an iPhone 7 Plus, you can buy all day long for at the time of me shooting this video, you can buy it for like $90 to $120. You can resell them for $200 to $230, and you could easily, that's 5 items. If you flipped 5 iPhone 7 Pluses at $200 each, average sale price, you know, maybe some are cracked, some are in good condition, sell for a little bit more, but your average sale price is $200. You only need 5 items. That means you need to get a little over 1 phone a week to hit that $1,000 goal. So let's break it down for 3,000. What would you need to do to hit 3,000? Well, I could sell 30 items at $100 each. You know, I could sell 300 items at $10 each. You know, you just got to break it down. What business model do you have as a reseller? Most people don't take the time to do this math. And when you don't set a target, you don't have an end goal of where you want to be, you're just kind of aimlessly shooting, right? If you're shooting an arrow, you're more precise and accurate if you're shooting at a specific target rather than if you're just shooting in the general area, right? So I would highly suggest setting goals, and, you know, and then you just do the same thing with 10,000. Guys, if you can get to 1,000, you can get to 3,000. If you get to 3,000, you can get to 10,000. Because by the time you get to $3,000, you already understand the business, you understand how it works, you understand how you scaled to that point, and then you just do the numbers and you can scale to $10,000 in a month. And that's exactly what I did. The the first month, as many of you guys know, I joined a phone flipping course, David Kosciuszko's phone flipping course. I'll have a discount link for that down below too if you want to join that. But that course really taught me all the fundamentals on like how do I get the inventory, how do I list the inventory, how do I negotiate deals, how do I get massive volume of phones and electronics, how do I make sure I don't get scammed, all those things I learned in that course. But my first month, I didn't do 3,000, I did 2,500 my first month. I don't know if you guys can see any of this anymore, but my first month I did $2,500 in sales. My second month I did $10,700 in sales on eBay, operating on 40 to 60% margins. I would say my average is probably 40 to 50%, but I have had really good months where I sell for more. But as you scale your business, the bottom line is you want to be making profit, right? Like profit is the end game. So my end game, for me to go full time, I had to make $4,000 profit per month. This last month I was closer to 8,000 profit. I'm continuing to scale and set new goals. Now I need to hit 10 and eventually 20. So like, you just got to keep scaling your business and keep that in your head and stay consistent. Every month it's a lot easier to track how many items do I, or every week, how many items do I need to get? And you stick to your rules, you stick to your fundamentals. So if you guys appreciate that kind of content, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so I think we should be able to hit that. I'm almost at 700 at the time of shooting this video, so if you could subscribe to the channel. I post content like this all the time. I'm trying to post at least one video a week. I'll probably scale it up to a couple more. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Keep at it.